You are going to do great things in your ministry. You're already doing so many amazing things. And the best thing to do is to get people in to see it. But you can't always do that. So the next best thing is to take great pictures and great video. And it's unlikely, I'm sorry to tell you, that you will become the top 1% of all photographers in the world. But you can become 10 times better than you are today by following these simple 10 tips. You ready? Here we go. Tip number 1, framing. You want to think about what's in your shot and what's not in your shot. You want to frame your subject and be really aware of what's in the background. The problem with this shot, for example, is you, the photographer, are really focused on me, and you might forget of what's in the background. Look at all this stuff. It's all clutter. There's garbage, there's whatever back there. You don't want to have your framing reveal all kinds of junk in the background. Get a clean background if you can. Tip number 2, capture what your kids actually do. If your kids are famous for teaching bass guitar, get a close-up of them teaching another kid bass. If they have a business creating piñatas, do a piñata scene. If your kids are tutoring others at the table, get a picture of that. If they're earning money through the business, get a picture of them counting the money with smiles on their face. Don't get a picture of the money by itself, or the bass guitar by itself, or the piñata by itself. Action. We need action. Tip number 3, make sure your subject is facing the camera. I can't tell you how many times I see a picture of someone like this, or like this, or like this. Make sure people are facing the camera, please. Tip number 4, speaking of facing the camera, smiles, everyone. Try to get your kids smiling, or at least looking into the camera, but whenever you can get those smiles, get the smiles. That's so powerful. Tip number 5, point of view. Try doing a different point of view. Normally, adults are so much taller than kids that they're looking down at the bass player or at the kid. But instead, come down to eye level, down, 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 and you can just feel like you're with the person more. Next tip, this is a special situation. It's called group shots. Imagine I'm a whole bunch of kids and you want to get them at the end of the year or the performance, a big group shot, and you got your photographer all set and he's going to take a beautiful picture of everyone smiling, looking at the camera. One problem, everybody's got a camera. Look, we got all of our moms and we got everybody's ready to take the picture and the kids don't know where to look. Really, this guy, Evan, he's the only real photographer that's supposed to be the one everyone's looking at. But you got to tell the others to put their cameras down. Everyone put their camera, and we're only looking at you. On your mark, set, shoot. And then everybody can now put your cameras up and they can get their crazy shot, okay? Tip number 7, lighting. Let's imagine you have your favorite person in a shot. You don't want to have it be dark and, be in a brightly lit room with open windows where the natural light is coming in as much as possible, or if you could turn the lights on or whatever you need to do so you can see our beautiful faces. For example, not good light. This also can easily be solved. All you got to do is turn on the light. See how much better this is just by turning all the lights on. Tip number 8. Move closer to the subject. Did you notice in the last tip how I'm here now and there's all this stuff around me? As interesting as the skyline might be, that's not the point of the shot. You really want to move closer to the subject, get rid of the sky, get rid of the walls, get rid of the sides and the floor, and just really focus on what you're trying to focus on. I forget what tip 9 is. Hold on. Okay. Tip number 9, get a mix of close-ups like we're doing now and group shots, because when you share photos with friends and stakeholders, you want to see the joy of the whole group and that you've got a ton of kids, but you also want to see the actions of an individual person or a couple kids to see the smiles on their faces. And tip number 10, don't be afraid to take a lot of pictures. We have digital cameras and phones these days that doesn't cost you any more money to take 25 pictures than one. But do me a favor, curate those pictures and only send the best ones over. That does take some time. You got to edit through and delete and delete and delete. That's okay. Look for that one golden picture. So those are the top 10 tips for improving your photography. You may never become the top 1% of all photographers in the world, but I promise you, you follow these 10 tips and your photographs are going to get 10 times better than they are now, and they'll be able to draw people in as if they were really at your location, seeing those kids enjoying what you do.